Well, we are really honored to have a familiar face back on the Coco set today. It's the former host of Colorado and Company, now managing editor of Drive for 5 Network. Mark McIntosh is here, everyone. Mark, my goodness, well, it's the first time I get to meet you, but I've heard great things about you.
Well, Claudia, thank you so much, and it's so much fun to be back here. You know, it's like coming home again, and you know, I had so much fun the 4 years that I worked with Denise and the team behind the scenes, and I'd always get a kick. I'd be out and about, and you know, say at the grocery store or something, and somebody, a viewer, usually women, would see me, and they'd go, "Mark, are you and Denise married?"
Really?
I go,
Okay,
"No, she's younger than my second ex-wife. I'm trying to get smart about this," but it's so wonderful to be back and just so grateful for the opportunity.
Well, it's good to have you, Mark. And after leaving Colorado and Company, you've moved on to do great things. And let's get into the Drive for 5 Network and what this is all about, Mark.
Yeah, so about a year ago, I was diagnosed with a rare bone marrow disorder called amyloidosis. It's very rare. There's only 100,000 people out of 6 billion people on the planet to get this. But it was working at destroying my kidneys. So I was immediately thrown into chemotherapy and dialysis to try to save my kidneys. Well, we got the amyloidosis under control, which is good, but my kidneys have been destroyed, so I need a transplant. And I have a Friday morning Bible study that I've been going to for years, and you know, the guys would say, "What can we pray for you, Mac?" And I say, "Well, you know, I need a transplant." And one of my buddies said, "McIntosh, given your communication skills and your social media following, go find 5,000.
Wow.
So that was the birth of the Drive for 5 Network, and we're just trying to raise awareness to people out there that you can share your spare and save a life.
That's right. You know, a lot of people may not know, but donating is something so huge for so many people. And now, Mark, you have, you know, such a tie to this. Now, break down some of the facts about organ donation and what it takes to be a donor.
Yeah, first of all, we have a severe shortage. There's about 90,000 people like me that need a kidney transplant out there. We only have like 25,000 a year. And most of those are deceased donors, about 70%. So we need more donations. That's one of the facts. And the problem also is the situation is getting worse. As America, we have more and more type 2 diabetes and everything, and people are falling into kidney disease. The list of people that need a donation is going up, but the people that are willing to step forward, like for instance, we only have like 6,000 live organ donors a year. That hasn't changed in 25 years. And so we want to let people know that, you know, if you're healthy, you can share your spare, and we could really use some help because we're falling behind in this.
There is a big shortage now. People who are currently needing that donation are on a waiting list, is what I've heard in a situation like this. Okay.
Yeah, you know, the phrase is, but unfortunately, if you're on a list, you're probably going to die on a list. Not to get morbid on you, but because there's so many more people that need than what's available. But what we really want people to know is, I'll have people talking to me, Claudia, and they'll go, "Oh yeah, I'm a donor. It's on my driver's license."
Sure.
And that's wonderful. That's wonderful. 70% of the donations we get come from deceased donors. But only 2% of the people out there that have that on their card, their organs are ever shared, because you have to die in a controlled setting in a hospital so they can harvest your organs. So we're encouraging people out there, you know, it's great that you signed up to be a donor, but hey, take the next step. Sign up to be a living donor, because you can share your spare. You can live just fine with one kidney. You can donate a lobe of liver, or you can donate bone marrow, and you can literally save somebody's life.
Save somebody's life, definitely. Now, what is the process of a kidney donation like, Mark, for somebody thinking about doing something like this?
It is a process, because you can't just walk in off the street and donate your kidney. You go through extensive blood testing, then they look at you physically to make sure that you can handle the surgery, and then you go through a psychological test as well to make sure that you really want to do this. And they encourage people all the way up to the point you're actually donating. Hey, you know, you can back out of this, you can back out of this. So it's a process. The gate is narrow to become an organ donor. And so we just want to let people know that it might be a 3-4 month process as you go through all this testing and stuff to find out if you can donate.
Got it. Now, you talk about a voucher system. I want to learn about what that is.
All right, let's say Claudia wants to give McIntosh a kidney.
Yes, for sure.
And anybody 18 and older, we've had people up to 91 years old donate a kidney.
You're kidding.
So it depends on really your health as much as your age, you know. But the voucher system works like this. Claudia decides she wants to give me. You go through the testing, and we realize that you're not a match. Well, if you decide you still want to donate your kidney just into the kidney bank, I get the voucher that moves me up the list for a more compatible match. Or let's say that you just want to be a non-directed donor, as we call it. You just understand we've got a shortage. I want to help somebody. I'm going to share my spare and save somebody's life. You get the voucher, and you can list 5 family members that down the road, if one of them has kidney problems, you've got their get-out-of-jail-free card.
Oh.
So that's the voucher system. So you don't have to be a match for me or the 90,000 other people. You just have to have, we like to joke, you have to have an enlarged amygdala.
Okay.
That's people with a lot of empathy that realize, I got something in abundance, and I could give it to somebody else and it can save their life.
And it could save their life. I mean, those words right there are just so powerful. Yeah. Well, Mark, it was such a pleasure to have you back here in the Coco
It's good to be back
studio.
home. Who's saying, hey, it's good to be back home? Wasn't that John
Love
Denver?
it. The host will never leave you, Mark. That is for sure. And we are here to support you.
Thank
and of course, you look great. And we're rooting for you.
Appreciate that.
Of course. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. All right, everyone. And here's how to learn more about kidney donation. Visit the National Kidney Registry website at nkr.org/MCF936. You can follow Mark McIntosh and The Drive for 5 Network on LinkedIn. So be sure